You've met Izwi, Ilola, and Tadala, but have you heard the full story? We safely delivered all 3 of Bahati's cubs, and that's when the real work began. Daily bottle feeding, weighing, and intensive physical therapy are all part of our job to help these cubs grow up to become strong lions. Stick around for all this and more as we take you inside the zoo.
We start every morning by bottle feeds. We actually do 5 throughout the day. They respond to a shaker, which is like a maraca. We shake it maybe 5 times and they know exactly what that means. That means bottle time is starting.
We weren't sure if mom would have milk for them, especially after the C-section. So we ended up having to supplement and then fully bottle feed.
They all come to the front of the barrier that we keep between us and the lions, and they're actually able to just feed through that. We do get weights on them once a day as well, just to make sure that they are growing properly and that there's no issues that we would need to let the vet know about.
During that first week, we noticed that Ilola wasn't able to walk properly and put weight on those legs.
The vet department and the husbandry department were kind of working hand in hand every day. We were becoming more and more aware that one of the cubs was not walking as normally as the other 2 were.
It didn't look as if there was damage to the limb, but she hadn't learned to really use them properly yet. If we flexed the front paws, we saw a full range of motion, but she would sort of curl her front paws instead of standing flat on the paw like we expected her to.
In zoological institutions, species survival plans help manage the genetics of lions, and those SSPs have veterinary advisors. So it's a veterinarian who has many, many years of experience recommending various medical procedures and things with lions. The vet advisor had told us that they usually don't have problems removing a cub for a few hours, and we would have no trouble reintroducing her to her mother.
Our veterinarians came up with a plan and worked with the zoologists to provide physical therapy for the cubs.
The animal staff was able to shift Bahati into another bedroom so that we were able to access the cubs.
We started by splinting her front legs and giving them a little bit more support. And we actually developed a sling that had a top and her little legs went through so that she could have her legs in the right position and she could spend time building up those muscles.
A couple times a day, we would support her body weight for her so that she could practice the proper placement of the paws so that her joints could develop the right way.
We'd also take her out and do physical therapy, helping her walk along the floor with us and go from keeper to keeper to build up that strength.
And the staff in the lion area were so dedicated to working really diligently with her, encouraging her to walk, massaging her legs. I honestly thought it might be a week or 2 before we'd see any progress, but we were seeing progress within a day.
She got stronger every single day. It was clear and obvious progress that she was making, which was just so amazing to watch.
And in just a short period of a couple of weeks, we saw big changes in the way that she was using those limbs. And she was physically getting around better.
And now, honestly, when you go over and look at her, you can't even tell her apart from her siblings. She's able to get around and they tussle and do lion cub things.
She is such a strong and determined little cub, and you can see that will within her to learn and grow and catch up to her brother and sister, and she is not going to be left behind. We started thinking about names for these cubs, and we wanted them to be names that had meaning and fit their personalities that we were seeing develop.
Izwi is our boy cub, who was the first one born. It means vocal. He is the lightest in color on his coat. Takes a lot after his mom, who's a very blonde lion.
He is definitely a vocal little boy. He was the first one to actually start calling after he was born. Tadala was the 3rd cub born. She means we have been blessed because she was the one that we didn't actually know we were gonna have. So it's very exciting and a very appropriate name for her. Definitely think she's going to be our little troublemaker.
She is more laid back. I think she takes after her Aunt Jasiri. She is never in a rush to do anything. She's the one who's going to be sleeping the longest, even when everyone else has almost finished their bottles. Then she'll decide to wake up and come over and see what we've got to offer, just like nothing ever ruffles her feathers. She's very cool and collected.
After watching how well she was doing, Ilola was chosen because it means to become strong.
It's been really wonderful watching her overcome her physical therapy, watching her start using her legs a little bit more.
I don't think that she could fit that name any better with the determination that she's had, the growth that she has shown, and the progress that she's made in such a short period of time. The cubs will be ready to make their habitat debut in just a few weeks. Keep an eye on our social media channels for part 3 and all of the latest updates.